I'm Fletcher, the CEO of Discover, a performance hiring software platform. Today, I want to talk to you about a really important trick to 10 or 50x the number of candidates that you may be getting when you're advertising your jobs. A common mistake that people make is that they put that job description, that long, boring list of demands and requirements and the 57 things that somebody's going to do in a job that include everything from their key measurable outcomes to making coffee. Throw that away and rethink about how you are marketing your jobs. And if you follow these basic steps and you start posting these jobs on the major job boards like Indeed, ZipRecruiter, LinkedIn, CareerBuilder, you name it, Dice, wherever you're at, those are some of the biggest ones. You will see a dramatic uptick in the number and quality of candidates that you're getting. And it's really simple. It all starts with a basic principle. Think about it from the other person's perspective. If you're a job seeker, maybe you've been a job seeker not too recently or in the past, and you start droning through lists and lists of job advertisements on Indeed, and they all sort of sound the same, and they're all kind of boring, and they're all the company-centric, a list of demands and requirements. Does that give you a warm, fuzzy feeling when you start to apply for these different jobs? No. So let's flip the script and let's start speaking to our ideal candidate, the person who's going to be a rock star. And how do you do that? It's quite simple. So I'll give you a handful of steps that you can use. And by the way, these are built right into our Discovered hiring platform. So when you're setting up a job posting inside our hiring platform, it will actually walk you through these steps so that you can have an impactful 10x driving job advertisement, transforming your candidate pool from a bunch of duds to rock stars. Where do you begin? Well, tell them a little bit about yourself, but I like to start with a good mission statement. That's usually 1 or 2 sentences that tells people why your company exists and what you do for the world. How are you making an impact? Second, I like to explain and describe the company culture. What's that environment like? What do other people in the company say, think, or feel about working in this company? I'll even throw in a quote from maybe an employee who said something about why they love working here and this has been a great career for them. Third, let's get to the nuts and bolts, the thing you really want to put in the job ad, right? What we expect of those people. Well, let's do that in 2 ways. So first, let's do a description. Couple of sentences, 2, 3, 4, 5 sentences that describe the day in the life, the essence of what this person will be doing every day, every week, every month in a more descriptive way. Second, let's do the bullet points. Instead of listing those 57 demands that you expect from this person, let's narrow that down to the 3 to 5 things, measurable things, that will make an impact on the business and be the key guides to whether this person is performing well. And let's do that in smart terms. Let's not just say, we'll make cold calls. No, let's be specific. 100 cold calls per week with an average connection rate of 15%, resulting in 7 discovery calls each week, right? Let's put numbers, quantities, time frames. So again, using our SMART method, specific, measurable, actionable, realistic, and time bound. And when we're dealing with jobs where maybe it's a little more fuzzy, this happens a lot with like administrative roles, things like that. We just want to be very specific on then how the outcome of the job should be done. So let's use another example. Answering the phones. Okay, just makes me want to roll my eyes. Okay, that's your job. You're an administrative assistant. Of course you can answer the phones. But why? Like, what's the point? What's the outcome of answering the phone? It's not just to pick up the phone and be like, hello, or what do you want? It's to engage the person who's calling in a way and then collect meaningful information so that that call can be handled in the most appropriate way. So there you go, a much more descriptive way of describing what's the purpose of answering the phones for an administrative assistant. Okay, so again, if you end up with 10 things, rethink this. It's too much. Narrow it down to the 3 is really the ideal number, but maybe 5 things that are measurable outcomes that this person's going to produce while on the job. Fourth piece here, right? So now there's going to be a list of requirements. Make sure these requirements are only must-have things. I like to avoid all of the nice-to-haves and all of the doesn't matter things, right? So only if there is a must-have requirement, must have a Juris Doctor to be an attorney in this law firm. Okay, that makes sense, right? If you're, heart set on having people with bachelor's degrees, fine, but make sure that that's actually important for this person's ability to perform on the job. So this list of requirements, again, are only mandatory things that the person must have in order to do the job, right? So it's going to be a short list. The next piece here is we need to share the compensation. Now, if your compensation is above market, which unfortunately most people are just simply average, and average just means you're right in the middle, and that means there's 50% of the people that are better than you compensation. But if you happen to be one of those, then I like to share that actually in the beginning of the job ad. Otherwise, I'm going to put it down at the bottom, and it's actually becoming a requirement for many states, and even Indeed now is requiring that that employers, no matter what size they are, they put their compensation band in there. So that's kind of between X and Y. Might as well start getting on the bus because the train is leaving the station. You're going to have to start doing it. But it also will increase the volume of candidates that you're getting and the type of candidates that you're getting. So again, if you're competitive in your compensation, you're going to get better quality candidates. If you're average, you're really going to have to sift through a lot of candidates in order to find the gems, the diamonds in the rough. And that's just going to be a fact of life. So again, we need to attract more candidates if I'm looking for diamonds in the rough by putting the compensation information, including all the benefits, 401ks, vacation times, all that good stuff in there. Team lunches, cakes at birthday parties, whatever it is. Let's make it fun. And then lastly, I want to put in there our company's core values. I know earlier in this, we talked about the culture. That should be a description of the culture. How does it feel to work here? But the core values, that's going to be the rocks that you put in there and just help the guiding light to help people understand why your culture is the way it is. If you use those techniques, I promise you, you're going to see a significant increase in the number of candidates that are applying for your jobs. And there's one last pro tip. You want to read through your job advertisements before you push it out there. And you want to check for keywords. So if you have funky titles like wow, customer unicorn person or something like that, like nobody's searching for those. Put in generic titles that other people are searching for. If you don't know, go to Indeed, type in a title, check out what other people are using for customer success, customer service, admin roles, whatever it is. You can put the fun, cool name on their business card and in their signature once you hire them. All right. If this was helpful for you, hit the like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you'll get more of this great content as it comes out. We look forward to seeing you in the next episode.